Hello, welcome. My name is Carey-Lyn and I'm part of the Musicplay team, and today we're going to jump into November week 2, lesson 10. Alright, let's head on to Musicplay Online, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to find those lessons before we jump in. Today I'm going to start with PreK. So step number 1 is to click on Explore by Grade, PreK. Ta-da! Great. So now this page is everything PreK related, but we just want learning modules. So let's click on learning modules on the mini menu, and here you'll see only PreK learning modules. The next way, let's go back to the home page, is to click on the left menu, learning modules. You'll see all the learning modules in this view. So if you just wanted to see the PreK lessons, click on the mini menu, PreK lessons, boom, that's all you're seeing, PreK only. But now, the way that I like to see it, because I'm doing a whole bunch of grades, I'll click on Musicplay home screen, so we're starting from the top. We go to learning modules that are in the left menu, and now I'm going to use the search engine. So come up here, I'm going to add a filter, go to months/weeks. I'm going to scroll down until I find November. I'm not going to click on the big November, I'm only going to click on week 2. And now you'll see all of the grades are here and just November week 2. Makes it easy, makes it good. Alrighty, I'm going to jump into PreK. I'll see you there. Okie dokie, so welcome to PreK, November week 2, lesson 10. First things first, you're going to see a numbered list. Remember, this is everything we're going to do in this lesson. If that looks great, continue scrolling. If you need to make a couple changes, don't worry, copy to my list. Boom, there it is. So, scrolling down, you'll see there I have included one extension, Ring Around the Rosie, that is part of the song list for this week that I wasn't quite able to fit in. So if you have some more time or you want a little bit of different stuff than what I'm offering, definitely check that out. Ring Around the Rosie is a popular one. Alrighty, we're scrolling through. So we're opening our time together with Time for Music, and just like last week, we are going to tap the beats on the beat strip at the end of Time for Music. So there are 8 beats between each repetition of Time for Music, so you can have students tap with their finger using a toy. I just picked up a pen for a toy. That's one of Artie Almeida's famous things, right, is using props. Props engage. So there we are. So that's an option for you. And then we have some vocal exploration warm-up cards. So this is a video to kind of go through the different vocal explorations as they're sung. If this isn't quite working for you, or you just want the cards yourself to do it with your own students, check it out here. So go to warm-ups and you'll see everything in that section. Alrighty, moving on. So we're going to move to the beat a little bit. So copy Denise, making up your own movements if you want, or playing freeze dance. So I haven't built this into a projectable slide yet, but Lana's hard at work on it. So hopefully we'll be able to get something up soon. But here's an option, some music with a nice steady beat to play some freeze dance with. And then we jump into our piece and November 11th. Some years, this is going to be right on November 11th, and some years we're a little bit late. So again, this is a good review if November 11th is already passed, or maybe you're thinking ahead and you want to bring this to week 1, all good. So singing Poppy's Red, we did have some concerns last year about some of the lyrics, and you'll notice that they have been updated. They are gender neutral now, and we're talking about sailors, pilots, and soldiers. So we are thanking them for their service, and an option there to create new verses, and that is great. We also have the melodic contour for Poppy's Red. This is available as a worksheet as well. So we're not labeling anything yet. This is PreK, but we can show with our hands and also with the movements of the poppies how the melody goes high to low and then how it moves around. And it's good. Alrighty, and now we jump into our dance, Teddy Bear Hoedown. So definitely make a circle, do the dance, and basically do what the song suggests. If you're looking for more information, obviously check out the teacher guide. This is a wealth of information, so definitely check it out. Everything in here is available on Musicplay Online under the specific song. So song used, here's the link, click on that, boom, you're there. And then I've included a kids demo here to learn the dance. That's great. And then we start our reviewing. So last week we learned the song I Like Puppies, and that's when we did the short and long sounds, starting our work on note values. So that is an option here if you want to review that. We are reviewing letter B. So if you wanted to do the Bebop the Bear story first, definitely put that in here. But if not, we're just reviewing letter B. And then, of course, we're reviewing Bebop the Bear. Bebop the Bear. And then we are reviewing our bear hunt. We're going on a little adventure here. So that is good. And then I have included an option for Thanksgiving for those who are celebrating US Thanksgiving. Turkey Tango is a popular one. Remember that there is a cute little dance with Turkey Tango. So if you're looking for that, or you want to review letter T, or you want to do the whole story, you want to do the whole thing, check that all out under the link here, T Turkey Tango. And then we end our time together with Skinamarink. And that is it. So that is it for pre-K, November week 2, lesson 10. Now let's jump into kindergarten. Okay, let's jump into kindergarten, November week 2, lesson 10. So first things first, you're going to see a big, huge numbered list for this one. Whew, 20, that's crazy. Don't worry, I have added some options for you that I would highly recommend that you copy to my list and remove what you don't need because 20 is a lot. And so, yeah, there's no expectation that you should do all of them, definitely not. But I did want to just include some options because we are ramping up to celebrate US Thanksgiving. We are starting with, Welcome to School. Alrighty, so we're singing the echoes for Welcome to School. Great, great, great. We're moving to the beat, warming our bodies up. We're going to do some good stuff today. Maybe play some freeze dance instead, depending on what you are going to do with your students. Maybe you play freeze dance instead, depending on how your students are doing with that. And then here starts the options, okay? So I've included I Like Turkey as an option. So teaching I Like Turkey is, of course, you teach by rote and then play the game. It is a call and response, so hopefully the students can learn a little bit faster. Down here, I've included the game and the game instructions. If you're looking for more information around I Like Turkey, definitely click this link, hop to that song, and devour it, right? Devour because it's turkey, right? Anyway. Okay, and then my next option is teaching Turkey Tango. Turkey Tango is actually a pre-K song, but it has a great dance, always very fun. Who doesn't like to dance the tango, you know? So that is an option there to teach the song and then do the Turkey Tango dance, and that's great. Alrighty, and now we're jumping into the kindergarten song list for this week. So again, as I mentioned, if you're not going to use those options because maybe you're not celebrating Thanksgiving or you already have your Thanksgiving songs, awesome, delete, you know? And now we're going to jump into Old Navy. So this is included to kind of talk about Veterans Day or Remembrance Day. Again, depending on your year, maybe it's too late, maybe it's too early. Delete if it's not useful for you, and keep it if it is, right? This is a song by Rote, and the next part is showing the different movements for Old Navy. Very fun. We're talking about all the different branches of the Army, really. Okay, and now we're going to start working on our fast and slow. So first we start with teaching Take My Little Car. Teach by rote and follow the instructions. All these instructions are available in the teacher's guide. Definitely take a look. You could potentially go through and make pocket chart images to remind the students what we're talking about, right? We're talking about cars, wipers, horns, doors, brakes, fast and slow, right? So having those as visuals might be a great option. And then I do have the teacher demo for doing the movements with my little car, Take My Little Car. And then we address the fast and slow. I have included the projectable slide here. There are 3 slides available, and the music is here, vocal track, accompaniment track, so you could listen to it while you're discussing this. And then we're going to play the fast and slow game, kind of work on that concept in a more fun way, trying to get this little guy into the dunk tank, right? Always fun. And then we're going to do some basic skills. So we're teaching days of the week, which is great. I have also included Rainbow World. And basically the song is included kind of related to the peace theme and basically discussing ways that we can help each other and how can we get along a little bit better, right? And yeah, rainbows are beautiful. So there it is. Beautiful over the ocean. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Alrighty. And then we do have a kids demo showing how a teacher implemented the rainbow idea with different plates. So if you are prepping for a assembly or anything, this might be a good option. If not, all good. As you're watching, sing along to the chorus if you can. Woo! And then we're going to review Tommy Thumb. Remember last week, our big concept was quiet and loud. This week, it's fast and slow. So keep that in mind while you're doing Tommy Thumb. Again, Tommy Thumb is a song, but you can also say it as a poem. And it's a finger play, so very, very, very good. And now we're reviewing Can't Wait to Hibernate, our bear theme. I have included the story Bear Snores On, which is our literacy link. And then we close our time together with Skinnamarink. So that is what I've got for kindergarten this week. Now let's jump to grade 1. Alrighty, welcome back to grade 1, November, week 2, lesson 10. Let's jump into it. So starting off, you are going to see a big, huge numbered list. That is everything we're going to do in this lesson. If that looks great, awesome. Keep on scrolling. If you need to make some changes, no worries. Copy to my list, make those changes. We are ramping up for US Thanksgiving. So I have included some extra options that talk about turkey and thankfulness. So if you want to review those, because some of them are really fun games, no worries. We eat turkey at all times, right? And if that is not right now in your classroom, all good, just delete and move on. Alrighty, so we're going to start with singing our echoes to Welcome to Music, getting that voice nice and warmed up, right? And then here are our options. So optional, we are going to review I'm Thankful. If you didn't teach it when we did it during Canadian Thanksgiving, this would be an opportunity. If you did it during Canadian Thanksgiving, it's a good opportunity to review. All good things happen when you're grateful, right? Gratitude is the number one. Good things, good things. Okay. Next thing is reviewing I Like Turkey. This is a call and response, so have students just sing the echo, which is great, and then playing the game I Like Turkey. Keeps them all engaged. Very good. And then we have playing the game 5 Fat Turkeys. Again, we are having quite a time with birds in this lesson. It is very much bird focused. Here are some game options that you'll see. If you need more information or you're looking for a little bit something different, definitely check out the teacher guide, okay? These teacher guides, super, super handy. All this information is on Musicplay Online under the song, but you can't go wrong with a hard copy. Alrighty, scrolling on. Okay, now we're going to start our work. So we're echoing So-Me patterns with Maya, and we're on the beach, even though it's November. We're on the beach in our brains. It's all good. And we're going to jump into teaching Cuckoo. I told you it was going to be a bird-full lesson. There's got to be a pun in there somewhere. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're teaching Cuckoo. This is So-Me, and the rhythm is Ta-Ti-Ti. If your students are at that point, have them read the rhythms, have them read the solfa or the note names. If they're not, all good, teach by rote. We are finding success today. So that is great. And then we're going to play the game Cuckoo. This is a good game to work on solo singing and singing assessment with making it fun, right? So there are some suggestions in this song that are assessment suggestions, again, check out the teacher guide. And specifically, speaking of assessments, if you go all the way back in the teacher guide, I went too far, but you can go all the way back, you will see, where is this? We have assessment strategies, melodic concepts, and checklists, additional checklists, all the good stuff. Alrighty. There are melodic concepts, checklist, rubric. So we've got a suggested assessment checklist here that you can write your students' names and then give them marks throughout the year. Makes it easy. You also have a rubric. If you need a suggestion, you might already have one in your district. You might already have one around your peers. All good, all good. Here are just some suggestions. This is available on Musicplay Online under the big grade at the very, so when you've gone onto Musicplay Online, you see Explore by Grade, hit grade 1, and then you'll see one of the boxes that says Assessment. That is where you'll find those. But that's where you're going to find it in the teacher guide at the way back. Anyway, okay, scrolling on. Okay, so 2 options for games, all good, all good. And now, even if you have labeled So Me, it's always good to move the body with the music, right? So let's show high and low as you're singing. Here's some support for that as a concept slide. And then I have an option to teach the ORF arrangement if that is in your wheelhouse. I have included some creative ideas as well. And then we're going to move into some listening. So, as I mentioned, bird lesson. So we're going to do Cuckoo in the Heart of the Forest, which is Carnival of the Animals. You'll notice, beautiful, right? They're so beautiful. Let me show you something. So this year, we had a beautiful illustrator, Irene Stevenson, illustrate Carnival of the Animals for us. These are just so beautiful. Like, look at that. Like, oh my goodness. And I even turned to a bird page. Man, there is something strange about that. I was going to say fishy, but then that wouldn't work with our theme, right? Anyway, okay. So this is available as a storybook, but all of this is also available in the Carnival of the Animals unit on Musicplay Online. So definitely check that out. This is the Cuckoo poem written by Denise, inspired by the song Cuckoo, or the listening piece Cuckoo. So that is that. And then playing the game with Cuckoo. Of course, games, so important, right? So we're listening to Cuckoo, and can you tell how many times the cuckoo pops out? There is a really good kids demo associated to this song, so I would take a look at it. Again, up here, this big, huge, long link, The Cuckoo in the Heart of the Woods from Carnival of the Animals will bring you right to the listening selection that I'm talking about, and you will see a kids demo kind of illustrating the game that goes along with this song. Alrighty, and then we're going to review Peace in My Heart because we are full of peace. This is the only part where the bird isn't involved. And that brings us to the music time is over. Alrighty, I hope that works. That is grade 1, November week 2, lesson 10. Now let's do grade 2. Alrighty, welcome back. We're going to do grade 2, November week 2, lesson 10. First things first. Take a look at this numbered list. If that works for you, awesome. Keep on scrolling. If you're thinking, I need to add a little bit of different stuff, or, something really fun happened, or I want to work on a school-related thing, copy to my list and build your list based on this lesson. We are here to provide options, but you are the expert in your class, so definitely make those edits. Alrighty, scrolling through. So we're going to start with our singing the echoes with Welcome to Music. Very nice, opening our space. And now you'll come across the first of our Thanksgiving review songs. As many of you know, we are ramping up for US Thanksgiving. Some of these songs we've already talked about because we had Canadian Thanksgiving already. If that is the case, that would be a review for you. If you hopped over those during the Canadian Thanksgiving, this would be an opportunity to teach it. If you hopped over those songs during Canadian Thanksgiving, this is an opportunity to teach it. Definitely take a look. It's just a rote, teaching it by rote. If you're looking for more information about the song, jump into the link right here. Thanks a lot. and you can learn a little bit more. Great, great, great. Alrighty, now let's start into our work song. So we're going to sing and echo Maya with her mi sol la patterns in F because we are prepping for, wait for it, doggy doggy, yay! Okay, so depending on your reading abilities, either have the students read the rhythms, it is ta ti ti. So if they are comfortable with those patterns, they could read this song. If they are comfortable with the solfa pattern, mi sol la, then definitely empower them to read that song, either using solfa or note names, depending on what you're teaching. And if neither of those are opportunities, no worry. No. If neither of those are options for you, no worries, teach by rote. Alrighty, scrolling through, playing the game Doggy Doggy. If you're looking for more information, definitely check out the teacher guide, okay? Teacher guide is full of really good ideas, suggestions, extensions, movements, all that good stuff. The other reason why I bring it up is because Doggy Doggy is a really good song to start working on assessing the singing voice. We do have some rubrics and checklists here at the very back of the teacher guide, just as recommendations, suggestions, options for you. If you're starting from nothing and you need something, this is a great option. If you need a little bit of update to what you're using right now, maybe check this out. Again, this is in the teacher guide at the very back, but it's also on Musicplay Online under the grade. On the front page, if you're on the front page and you click on grade 2, you'll see on that screen there is a box that's called assessments. That's where you're going to find it. So those are some options for you. A really good place to start the assessment. And then we talk about vocal timbre. Okay, that is one of our goals to teach is vocal timbre and how is it different? How can you tell? So that is an opportunity. If you want to talk about vocal timbre, great. If not, delete it. And now we're going to review Grand Old Duke of York, which was our tempo song. And can you move to the music in time, right? That's the challenge. That is the challenge. It keeps us young, right? Alrighty, so we're reviewing tempo terms here. Last week, we also reviewed tempo terms, or maybe we taught tempo terms, depending on where you are in your year. Here, I've just included a single image with the Italian terms. So hopefully we are at that point, and if not, all good. This moderato, moderate speed, allegro is fast, and presto is very fast, right? And then, as I promised, I brought back the tempo interactive, and this is level 3. You'll notice that level 3 now has 3 tempos, largo, moderato, and presto. We didn't talk about largo in the previous teaching procedure, but no worries. If you click here, teaching slides, you will see the 3 tempos explained right in the actual activity. So largo means to play or sing very slowly and broadly. Moderato means to play or sing at a moderate speed. Presto means to play or sing very fast. That's a good idea there. Okay, scrolling through. Oh, here comes another option. So here is an option to review I'm the Fastest Turkey. I have included the lyric slide. Did I include the teacher? Oh, I did, okay. And then there's also a game that goes with I'm the Fastest Turkey, so definitely take a look at that for your Thanksgiving tie-in. And then we end with the music time is over. Hopefully that works for you. That was grade 2, November week 2, lesson 10. See you in grade 3. Alrighty, welcome to grade 3, November week 2, lesson 10. Before we get too far, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on this video. I really appreciate your feedback. What's working, what's not working? Are you excited? Do you have any notes for me? I would love to hear it all. So definitely take a chance and drop me a note or subscribe. And yeah, look forward to see you in the comments. But let's move on to this one. Grade 3. So you'll notice again, it's a very long list. This is built with a whole bunch of options. So if you are celebrating US Thanksgiving, take a look at those options. Do they work? Do they not work? Maybe you drop something else. If we're not talking about November 11th anymore, maybe you want to focus more on Thanksgiving. The option is yours. So to make the changes, make sure you copy to my list and then do those changes in your my list, right? Alrighty, so we're going to scroll on through. You'll notice that I've actually left out quite a few songs from this week's lesson, mostly because there's just so much. There's so much good stuff. So if you're looking for something other than what I'm offering, definitely take a look at those extensions. Everything is good and dandy. Options are options, right? And you know your students the best. Okay, last week we did Old Brass Wagon. Okay, this week we're going to review it, of course, but we talked about 16th notes. I'm offering playing the rhythm race game and focusing on 16th notes. If your students are not at that point yet, no worries. Hop back to Rhythm Racer and pick a level that they're going to find success in, especially at the beginning of the lesson, right? We're looking for success. We're looking to hook them, to draw them in. You know, it's time to make music. Woo! Okay, to start this game, you hit start. You pick the cool side. We're feeling modern. Okay. And maybe let's not do a race car today. We're going to just do the teal car, okay? Yeah, we're feeling fancy, you know? Not sporty, fancy. Okay, now we're play. Alrighty, was it pattern 1, 2, or 3? Let's clap them. Okay, that doesn't sound right. That one, no, not that one either. That sounded closer. Now let's take a little re-listen. Definitely pattern 3. And that is how the game is played. So we have a little bit of identification, reading the rhythms, also listening to the rhythms, also opportunity to really practice. There are 10 questions before they race. And if you get too many wrong, then you lose the race. If you get too many right, you win the race. Depending on what you want, that's what you're gonna get. Okay. So now that we reviewed 16th notes, I do have a review of Old Brass Wagon. If they're at that level, maybe we're reading just the 16th notes and we are like showing them. I would be a little hesitant about reading this full song because there is a dotted 8th and 16th at the very end. But you know your students, and yeah, I'll leave that in your hands. Alrighty, scrolling through, we're going to play Old Brass Wagon again. And super fun game, great stuff. And then we're going to complete the rhythm sort for Old Brass Wagon. This was available last week, but remember how I mentioned that if you click this little house, you have way more options. So if that is too hard, I might recommend going to Is It One Sound or Two? And then that way you can write the pattern of the whole piece just with one pattern at a time as opposed to 2 beats. But again, it's all up to you. Alrighty, scroll and pass through. Here is our first option. So again, if you are celebrating US Thanksgiving, maybe you keep this in and you review I'm Thankful, or maybe you teach it because you didn't review it during Canadian Thanksgiving. All good. Being thankful is good for everybody, you know? That's what keeps us joyful and alive. Okay, next part is reviewing Nothing But Peace. Again, this is our peace theme. If we are past November 11th or you're not really doing peace, definitely feel free to take this out. I have left it in because it is reviewing the bucket drumming that we talked about last week. So here's the first pattern for bucket drumming, second pattern, third pattern, and then playing the whole thing together. If you're going to find success, keep it in. If it's not right for your classroom, definitely take it out. Alrighty, and now we jump into another working song. So we're going to echo Maya, Do, Re, Mi in F major because we are prepping for Long-Legged Sailor. That was long, wasn't it? We used to have a fermata in there. I was going to make a fermata joke, but that's not going to work anymore, is it? No, no. Anyway, okay. So depending on your reading ability, depending on the reading ability of your students, this might be in their wheelhouse to read. It is do, re, mi. So only 3 tones. So either reading solfa or reading notes, all good for you. There's also only a couple rhythms in here, ta, ti, ti, and half note. So again, if that's in their wheelhouse, awesome. If not, teach by rote. And then, of course, we're going to play the clap game. Very fun. So there's the kids demo for you. If you're looking for more information about how to play the game or any of this that's been available in this lesson, definitely check out the teacher guide. There's way more information here than I could ever provide you. More extensions, more suggestions. So if you are just loving the piece and you want to see how far you can push it, check out what is available in the teaching notes. Okay, and now we're going to bring our lesson to a close with a review of Turkey Lurkey. Another very fun game. If they can read the solfa, awesome. It's a do, mi, so piece. And if they can read the rhythms, it's ta, ti, ti, rest. So hopefully that is also in their ability level. If not, all good, teach by rote. Alrighty, and then we're going to play the game Turkey Lurkey because it is just too fun. I have included the teaching instructions up there, but sometimes the visual is all you need. Alrighty, and then we're going to end our time together with melody playback, do, re, mi in F major. This, of course, is just remembering the tone set for Long-Legged Sailor and ending it a little bit quietly, right? I hope that works for you. Let me know in the comments, but also, let's jump to grade 4. Alrighty, let's jump into grade 4, November week 2, lesson 10. So, starting out our journey into this lesson, you'll notice really quickly that there are quite a few teaching procedures in here. This is because we are ramping up for US Thanksgiving. If that is what you're also getting ready for, awesome. Take a look, pick what's going to work, remove what doesn't work. Okay, so introduction, you will see a nice long numbered list. Remember, you don't have to do everything. This is a menu, not a set list. So if you are looking at this list and you're thinking, yeah, half of it's good, half of it I might need to change a little bit, definitely come over here to copy to my list and do the changes that you need. This is a very interesting lesson, so I'm excited to jump into it. So we're going to start with learning the choreography for Thankful. If you are preparing for US Thanksgiving, this is an opportunity, but it's not just an opportunity for Thanksgiving. I mean, being thankful is so important for all of us to really work on our gratitude and make sure that life is good, you know? Even when it's challenging, it's good. Okay, and then doing the choreography along with John. Can you keep up? I guess we'll find out. Okay, and now we're jumping into This Is My Home. If your students are able to read the rhythms, awesome, have them read the rhythms. If not, no worries, teach by rote. This Is My Home is a song that Denise wrote a couple of years ago, and it talks about her home on the West Coast. And hopefully some of it will be familiar to your students, and if not, maybe you have a question, have a discussion. What is your home like? What kind of trees are around you? Is there an ocean? Where we live, there is no ocean. The ocean is a wheat, a field of wheat. That is what it is, just rolling, rolling fields of wheat. Except for this time of year, I guess it's just empty fields. Snow. We grow snow here. Just kidding, we don't grow snow here. Okay, moving on. Singing with This Is My Home. This is just the lyrics, and again, an opportunity to ask questions about the song. And then we jump into Peace. So reviewing the Shine a Light for Peace that we did last week with the rhythm band. I have a projectable slide here to learn it, and then Shine a Light for Peace is the full video here. It's awesome. And now we enter into our working songs. So Rhythm Erase. This is a bit of a challenging game. For some reason, I can't quite remember all the patterns, so maybe your students can. But But you clap all 4 patterns, and then you click a square away. And then you clap all 4 patterns again. Remember what that pattern was. And then you remove another square. So you clap all of them again. So the idea is that you're adding until there's nothing. What song do you think it was? If you guessed Cut the Cake, you're right. Right. So we're reviewing, can the students read this song? We are almost at the full C scale. I think we're just missing T or B if you're doing note names, but your students can definitely read these rhythms if you were successful with the rhythm erase, because it is the rhythms of the song. Yeah, but again, if it's not in your practice, then teach by rote. And we're going to play the game, Cut the Cake. Cut the Cake, a quick reminder, is a really good birthday song. Good to review almost any time that there's a birthday. And the birthday kid gets to cut the cake, right? Okay, and now we're moving into our instruments, the orchestra. So for this lesson, we're going to learn about the brass family. If you're looking for a little bit more than what I'm offering, or maybe something different, maybe you've already done all of these resources with your students, take a look at the unit, instruments of the orchestra. There might be some different stuff. You might want to jump and focus on one instrument or something, but the option is there for you. So that is good. And then I have included the worksheet here for the brass quintet, because we are going to work on Fig Leaf Rag, which is performed by a quintet. This is a cup game. If you're looking for something a little bit more challenging, there is a more challenging cup game associated to this song. So click this link to go and check that out. If your students are like, I know this, challenge them with something a little bit different, right? And then finally, we come to the last part of our lesson, which is Crane. So I've included this because it is a Japanese folk legend about gratitude. It is really beautiful. It's pentatonic, so and it's also has that like minor feel. It's just beautiful. So if your students can read the rhythms, awesome. If they can read the solfa, great. Note names, great. If not, teach by rote. And then I have included a little projectable slide about the folk legend. If you want something different, definitely check it out on the internet. It's called The Crane's Gratitude. And it has a Japanese name. I'm not going to try to say it. I still have to work on my Japanese. And then there is an ORF arrangement available for this piece as well. So if you have ORF instruments, or you want to add a little bit more playing and creating, there are options there. That brings us to the end of that lesson. It's a very long one, so maybe make sure that you pick what works and leave the rest. It's a menu. So definitely do what your students need. Alrighty, so that is the end of grade 4, November week 2, lesson 10. Now let's jump into grade 5. Alrighty, welcome to grade 5, November week 2, lesson 10. Let's jump into it. First thing you're going to see, a nice long numbered list. Remember, this is just a menu. Take what you need, leave what you don't. If you're going to do some edits, definitely copy to my list and go crazy. One of the things about this is that we are prepping for US Thanksgiving, ramping up for it, in other words. So I have included learning the choreography for Thankful. That is John Jacobson's song. It is a beautiful song. Even if you're not ramping up for Thanksgiving, it's always a good idea to remember things that we're thankful for, and gratitude keeps the world turning, right? And so there's also an opportunity to do the choreography once you've learned it with John. And now we're going to jump into our working songs. So we're going to play Poison Rhythm with 16th notes, 8 beats. That's pretty challenging, 16th notes, we reviewed them, talked about them, taught them, experienced them last week. So this week is kind of a remembering what a 16th note is and playing Poison Rhythm. This is quite a challenge. If your students are not ready for this kind of challenge, no worries. If you see this little link here, 12QQR, blah, 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 click on that and pick something that's maybe a little bit more in their wheelhouse. I chose to pick something challenging because I know that some kids really need that challenge. But if that is not in your capacity, no worries. Jump over into the practice items and pick something that's a little bit more their style, because we're going to review Raindrop Round, which has those 16th notes in it. So if your students are at that level, definitely have them read the rhythms and read the solfa or note names, depending on what you're teaching. If not, teach by rote. Alrighty, now we're going to complete the rhythm sort for Raindrop Round. Again, if this is too challenging, this is 2 beats, and you're looking for 1 beat, I would head back by clicking that little house. And you see all of these are beat and rhythm activities for Raindrops Round. Maybe I would start with, is it 1 sound or 2 sounds? This is just 1 single beat as opposed to the 2 beat from the rhythm sort. So pick what's going to work for you and your students. I will leave that there. And now we get to do our old sow. This is probably one of my favorite games that we have. This is one of the first ones that I saw Denise teach in a workshop, and ever since then, hooked. If your students are at the level to read this song, this is a reading song. It is lo, so, do, re, mi. But there is a dotted quarter and eighth note rhythm in there. So just, you know what your students can do. You know what your students need. Teach by rote if this is not a reading song for your students. Alrighty, and now play the game. Definitely play the game. It is so much fun. And everyone's involved, So just, anyway. I'm not even going to spoil it for you. You just have to watch the kids' demo. It's just too good. Okay, and then we're going to teach the ORF arrangement for our old sow. There are some creative options at the very bottom, but I also included them in the teaching procedure. So definitely take a look at that if you have ORF instruments. And then we have a little bit of a breakup. So we're going to play along with the joust. Again, you'll notice that there is a tick-a-tee rhythm, or 2/16 and an 8th note rhythm. If that is not in your student's capacity to read yet, no worries. I would just treat it as 2 8th notes. That would be my recommendation. Because we are using this as a brass family, the other thing about the joust that is really fun is that it's Renaissance versus rock band. So, and it's very clear between the two. It's a modern composer who wrote it, and it is actually a great piece of music. So if you have a chance, definitely take a listen, even just for your own enjoyment, Okay, reviewing the brass family, I've included the interactive here. If you're looking for more, definitely check out the Instruments of the Orchestra unit that we have. I have linked it up here, right there, Instruments of the Orchestra. Okay, and now we're coming to the final part of this lesson. He's got the whole world. If your students know this piece, and they do, just jump right on in and sing in it. It's definitely more of a rote immersion song, not a reading song. And we have a bunch of different opportunities with it. If you have ukuleles and you're doing ukuleles in your classroom, I would recommend actually looking at the song in the ukulele section, because there is a video with the chords on one side and the strumming pattern on the other side, and the music is rolling and is all highlighted. It's beautiful. I would definitely take a look at that. If you're not doing ukuleles, no worries. We can build chords using boom whackers or on guitars, obviously. So down here, alrighty, so we're going to be accompanying this on guitars, ukuleles, or boom whackers. Again, I was talking about 1 chord, 5 chord. So this in here, G7, that's a 5/7 chord. So that's 4 notes instead of 3 notes. But again, I would just do your C chord. So C, E, G, and then your G chord, which is your 5 chord, G, B, D. On boom whackers, you could sing it and then playing the different chords as you're changing. Alrighty, and then if you need a little quick note to see how to build those chords, definitely come up here and check out those chords here. I've added them here. And that brings us to the end of the lesson. So let's jump into middle school. Alrighty, welcome to Middle School November Week 2, Lesson 10. First things first, check out that numbered list, do a quick read through. Is that right for you and your students? If yes, continue scrolling. If not, if you want to do a little bit of changing up, copy to my list and make those changes. As we're scrolling through, you'll notice that I did add 3 options for Thanksgiving. We are ramping up for US Thanksgiving, so definitely check out the activities in the Thanksgiving unit. Here are some suggestions, and then also there are a couple other songs. Joy, Take Time, those are 2 good Thanksgiving songs. They are choral pieces and not as fun as I would like to have. So if that is what you want, definitely jump into those. But I will be moving right along. So scrolling. So teaching, we're going to start with teaching Hanky Panky. We're going to teach this song by rote. The main reason why we teach this piece is to start talking about accidentals, but this is a really good opportunity to also assess keeping a steady beat. Can your students, I know we talk about steady beat way early, but steady beat is something that even adults work on every single day. So we're scrolling through. We're going to play the game Hanky Panky. It is a clapping game. And I've included all the instructions right here. All these instructions are actually available in the teacher guide, okay? If you're looking for the teacher guide, check out the songs. All that information that is in here are in the songs. So that's great. Scrolling through, we're going to learn a little bit about accidentals here. I have included the projectable slides. There are 3 slides, so you can go through, identify the accidental in Hanky Panky. There it is. There you are. And then there is an optional worksheet if you need a little bit of worksheet time. So drawing a whole bunch of sharps, drawing a whole bunch of flats, drawing a whole bunch of naturals, and then writing the notes and rests, including the accidental, for the song Hanky Panky. Okay, and now we jump into a review of the basketball routine that we talked about last week. If you did it, this is a good opportunity to review it and have some more fun again. If you didn't, this might be another opportunity to teach it. So number 1 is I've included the kids demo so that you have an idea, and then I've also included the projectable slide with the Musicplay accompaniment track. This track is not the same as the kids demo track. It has a shorter end so that we are just working on our steady beat. This is also available to download. So come up here and click on Basketball Performance Ideas. That unit will have that audio track. So definitely take a look at that. So scrolling through. That basketball routine has Grand Old Flag and Stars and Stripes together. In last week's lesson, we did a lot of Stars and Stripes, and in this week, we're going to do a lot of Grand Old Flag. So in here, I've included the bucket drumming arrangement for Grand Old Flag. If you have buckets, awesome. If not, maybe a desk, maybe 2 different sounds. There are only 2 sounds here, so maybe consider a different instrument to do this on. And then playing the bucket drumming arrangement with your Grand Old Flag all the way through. There's that option for you. Before I go too far, actually, I don't think I mentioned it in this lesson yet. There are 2 ways to make the bucket a little bit quieter. You'll see here that Denise is using a yoga mat. She just got a yoga mat from Dollarama or whatever, something really cheap, and cut it and put it on the top of the bucket. Another option that you can do is use... I'm pulling all of them because I'm not entirely sure which one hasn't. But if you can see, using a little eraser on the top of the drumstick makes a little bit more of a muted sound, as opposed to, you hear what I'm saying? So that's an option for you. Maybe put them both together. Maybe have you have erasers and yoga mats. I don't know. It depends on where you're doing this, right? If you're doing it outside, more sound the better sometimes. But if you're inside and you want to hear the music, there are some options to make it quieter. Alrighty, now we're going to learn about the brass family. And again, if this video, seen it, done it, bored, want something different, definitely check out the Instruments of the Orchestra family unit. And yeah, definitely do that. And then we're going to listen to a brass quintet play the Canzona Prima. If you click on this link, it will bring you to the listening selection of it and a couple more teaching activities. But here's a demo of the different instruments. Can you identify them? All that kind of stuff. Do you want to play one? No. We're not pushing. Okay, and then we're going to learn about the brass quintet. This is an optional worksheet that you could use if you want. And then there is a cup game with Fig Leaf Rag, and which is also played by a quintet. If you're looking for a bit more challenging cup game, there is a little bit more challenging one under the Fig Leaf Rag option. Options for you. This is also a really good one. There I am again. And then doing the cup game with the Fig Leaf Rag, I just added the notation video here so that you can just really focus on the music and look up if you need a little bit of a help. The notation is kind of hard to read though, because it's notation plus what you're doing on the cup, and because the piece is going so fast, like sometimes maybe you need the challenge, right? So I put it in there for you. You can delete it if you don't want it. And then we end with the trivia wheel. This is a trivia wheel on instruments, so you could have your two sides battling it out who's going to win. And it's a really good review of the full Instruments of the Orchestra. Alrighty, well, that brings us to the end of the middle school lesson. I hope you enjoyed. That was November week 2, lesson 10 for middle school. I hope you have a great week and can't wait to see you next time. Bye.